I already confirmed. Okay. What? Confirm. Hello, hello, hello. Let me make sure this camera looks a bit decent. All right. I'm laughing because I said I'm going to go live on TikTok at the same time. It showed me it said confirm your age. So I put in my birthday and it said they had to do a check. One of the options was doing a facial recognition. So at first I'm like, what if this thing does this facial recognition? It's like, thank you, we've confirmed that you're 60 years old or some foolishness like that, right? So it looked like it took, and now it's saying thanks for submitting your appeal. We'll notify you via email or inbox. Hmm. I tried. I tried to yeah, I tried to do something different and something new. Listen, nobody has. Okay, we won't be going. We won't be going live. What about Instagram? Let's try Instagram since I'm living on the edge tonight and going live because we know how much I love a live. How do we do this? All right, we got about a couple seconds. Oh no, that's not what we want. I was early, guys. I was really early trying to get on here. Okay, I got live. Add a title. We are going to put chat with Nat live. All right, and we're going to hit I think it worked. All right, well at least it worked on Instagram, so it's my first time going live on Instagram as well. I am live on YouTube. So I said, let me do another platform. I tried TikTok, and TikTok did a facial scan and told me it has to get, first it said I was approved, and then it said it had to get back to me. So I didn't want to let that get me down. So I went and tried again on Instagram. So I'm live for the first time. Hey, Mattia. All right. This is new year. Well, we're almost at the end of first quarter. So not exactly a new year, but I'm trying something different. So tonight, I won't keep you long. I won't have you here long. I'm just gonna cover a couple of things. So first thing is now a good time to buy. Then we're going to talk about, is it a buyer's or seller's market? Then we are going to talk about interest rates, and I'll share what today's interest rate is. And tips, next up, tips for relocating to Georgia. And I actually had a closing today with somebody that relocated from Maryland. So I'll share about that. And then the last is preparation for sellers. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 items on the agenda. Hello, beautiful people. See, Instagram might be the place because YouTube, y'all not talking to me. Please talk to me in the chat. Okay, so I'll just share. I'm at the office. Nat, why are you at the office at 8 p.m.? I am at the office while my daughter is at volleyball practice. So instead of just sitting in the car, twiddling my thumbs, I just come to the office. Thankfully, there is one nearby. So that's where I'm at. And yeah, figured let me try doing lives. Y'all know I love video, but I love doing video that I can edit and upload. However, I said, let me try the live again. I've done it in the past on YouTube, but I was like, let me give it another shot because what I do love about lives is that you don't have to edit. So with no further ado, we're going to get into it. If you are new here, my name is Natasha Bazile. I am a realtor, associate broker, author, the things in Georgia. I specialize in Gwinnett County and surrounding areas. And my broker is Virtual Properties Realty. I am also an instructor with Provisions Academy. So if you have any classes that you need taught at your brokerage or things you want to know about, check out natknowsre.com for information on that. So it's now a good time to buy. I am going to share with you a text that I got from my son a couple of weeks ago, and he was asking on behalf of a coworker. So I'm going to share with you what I told my son. And, there's no shortage of gloom and doom. There's always going to be a crash. Like nobody has a crystal ball. I'm not telling you to go ahead and buy because I need you to use me so I can get a commission. Like, no, that's not the space that I come from. But I do come from the space of like real estate has allowed me to do some, wonderful things on the personal side of it. So this is outside of me being an agent. Buying that first home allowed me to buy my next home and then an investment property. So I believe there is wealth within real estate. So I do think it is a great thing for people to own if you're able. Is it for everybody? No, it comes with some responsibilities. So, I also share, that's why I also make videos. I've been doing one video a week since September of 2018, sometimes more, but I make videos for educational purposes because for some people that I'm working with, they're the first person owning a home in their generation, in their family. So they don't know what they don't know. And I want it to be so that when they call me and they're like, Nat, we're ready to sell, or we want to keep this as an investment property and buy our next home, that I can get them top dollar because they've been keeping up their investment. Their home is an investment. So that's another reason why I make videos so that, they can protect their investment and just use it to benefit them. So the text that I got was, I'm going to read you the text. Hey, mom, a quick question for you this morning. Hope all is well. My mentor name wanted to know, truthfully, is it worth buying a house in this market right now, or does it make sense to wait for better times? Everyone's situation is different, of course. The house that used to be 200,000, the houses that used to be $200,000 are now 350,000 or more. Does it make sense to buy now? Whenever you can answer, please. Thank you. So that was from Sunny. Hey guys, hey. All right, y'all know I'm multitasking because I'm over here on YouTube and Instagram. So if I don't respond, just know I will. I'm figuring this out as we go, getting out of my comfort zone. So I responded to him, good morning, babe. For that very reason, he should buy now. Prices in Georgia keep going up. The same house will be $400,000 next. Eventually, people will be priced out and can't buy like in places like New York and California. Meanwhile, rent is still going up too. May as well own and start building equity. So, of course, you want to have a plan, and know what your goal is. Just don't hop in it. Just know the responsibilities. But yes, I do think buying and owning is a great way to get your foot in the door and tap into the wealth that is possible when it is done right. So that is what I told my son. So just know that it's coming from a place of, that's what I really believe. But again, everyone's situation is different. In the closing I had today, they were talking about their daughter renting what looked like a Matchbox in New York and was paying over $2,000, sharing a one bedroom. They took the dining room and turned it into a second bedroom, and she was paying over $2,000 for that. So, you know, my my 2 cents in Georgia, I believe it, go ahead and go for it if you're able. And for those that don't know, I relocated here from Florida. And the main reason that got me here was the housing market because the pricing in Georgia, I'm not sorry, in Florida, the insurance, I don't know when I was going to be able to buy a home. So I bought my first home when we got here. When I moved to Georgia. That's what got me here. All right. I think that's it on that topic. If you have any input, questions, anything like that, just drop it. The next one up is, I feel like I was going to say something else about it being a good time or not. But okay. Next up, is it a buyer's or seller's market? Can't give you like I'm hesitant to give a blanket answer because it depends on different areas. Like there are some properties that I'm calling on and they're like, we have multiple offers. And in other places or other properties, homes are sitting a little longer. So I don't feel like it's an across the board type blanket answer. However, I do feel like buyers have more leverage in today's market. Like I feel like you can ask for closing costs. You can, ask for repairs. A few years ago, that post-COVID market, people were waiving appraisal contingencies, waiving inspection contingencies, offering over if the house didn't appraise, they were going to pay out of pocket. It was multiple offers on properties. Like I have text messages that I have saved, and it's included in my buyer, not my home buyer consultation. So that's the consultation I do with anybody that I'm about to work with, so that we're on the same page. And we do that via Zoom. I have screenshots in there showing where people were responding, hey, we have 45 offers on this property. Like, how do you compete with 45 offers on a property? So while interest rates were really low then, and home prices, they were climbing. They aren't what they are now. Like it was a lot for people to be able to buy. So that is my answer on that. Is it a buyer or seller's market? It really depends. It depends on what you're looking for. It depends on what your price point is. It depends on what location you're in. And Shell, if you're still there, shout out to Shell, who attended my workout meetup, my 5th annual workout meetup on Saturday. And y'all just know when y'all see me post and invite you guys, like I'm legit just inviting you guys. You can come. It is for clients, past clients, friends, supporters, all the things. So I want to say see you next year. I'm wondering if I might go to every other year, but we'll see. But if I have anything and I put it out there, you guys are more than welcome to come because I appreciate your support. Today's interest rate. Okay, we're on number 3 of 6 if you're just joining in. So today's interest rate, conventional fixed, we are at 6.49%. FHA, we are at, and these are for 30-year. I'm giving you the 30-year interest rates. FHA, we are at 5.97. And then VA, we are at 5.99. So those are the interest rates and how interest rates are affecting buyers in today's market, or how the interest rates are affecting the market in general. Yeah, buyers, the house that used to cost maybe a $1,500 mortgage payment. Nah, 15 sounds kind of low. Maybe 15. Your mortgage payment now is in the twos. You're solidly in the twos. Even, yeah, $3,000 mortgage payments are pretty common. Again, it depends on their price point, but that's what it's looking like. So wait, I'm gonna nix $1,500 from the table because that was like several years back. And for anybody that's new here, this is year 15 for me in real estate. Licensed 2011. I went full time in 2013. Got my broker's license in 2019. So been at this for a while. I remember when I first started, when I would get calls and their budget was $100,000, and I could work with that. You call me with the budget for $100,000 now. Yeah, I don't know where you're gonna live for $100,000. If you guys know of anywhere that you can buy real estate for $100,000 in today's market, I wonder if in places like Detroit, are they going for $100,000? Maybe a condo, maybe. I'm sure you can find somewhere, but in Georgia, mm-mm, mm-mm. Now there are some places where a fixer-upper is $200,000-$300,000. So yeah, $100,000. I don't know what that's going to buy you in this market. All right, moving on to number 4. Now we're coming from talking about interest rates. Now we're going into new construction. You guys know I love new construction. If you don't, subscribe to me on YouTube, I would greatly appreciate your support because, listen, it feels like I'm over there fighting for my internet life over there on YouTube. And I shout out to Xaviera with Ice Cream Conversations. Like she is she's an entertainment journalist. No, it's not journalist, but she's an entertainment. I got to put respect. I can't call her a blogger because she's so much more than that. But she, I hear her say like, her platform is social media and how the algorithm and all the things that she has to deal with. I feel like that on YouTube. I can put out a video and in a couple of days I'm lucky to have like 100, 200 views, where other people are putting out videos, and I'm talking about agents, and they're getting thousands of views. And I am at the point where I'm like, all right, do I need to start a new channel? Um, yeah, what do I need to do differently? So for April, on that channel that I'm talking about, I'm not going to post. I'm going to see if I can do a reset on my channel and see if that helps. So if you don't see any videos posted on that channel, just know that's why. April, I'm going to try to reset the channel and see if that works. So that's what I'm going to do over there. But going back to new construction, with the interest rates being 6.49, 5.97, and 5.99 just today, new construction has some great offers, some great incentives, and they make it really attractive. So you can find some places that have interest rates as low as 4.99%. Some are like 3.99, some are 2.99, and it may be for the fixed term of the loan. So the entire, 30 years, that's the interest rate. Other incentives may be like the first year is 2.99, the second year is 3.99, and the third year, and for the life of the loan, then it would be 4.99. So it's just different options that new construction can offer. I will tell you, if you are buying resale, speak to your lender and see what kind of offerings they have. So they can do like a 2-1 buy down, or just different type of buy downs. How can you buy down your interest rate? How can you get money from the seller to help you buy down your interest rate so that you can buy? And I'm also going to I just had this thought. When it comes to buying new construction, I was out with somebody, working with somebody last week, and they are approved with an outside lender. And the outside lender, if you use your own lender, your outside lender buying new construction, the earnest money, the money that you put down, it was $30,000. If you use their preferred lender, it's $15,000. So some builders are different. That's that one builder. I was just out yesterday with someone. Shout out to her, because she was a rental client years and years ago. I don't do rentals anymore, but years and years ago, she is ready now. And when I asked that question, if it's an outside lender or preferred lender, what's the earnest money? They were like, it's the same. One of them, both of them really were like, if you use an outside lender, you don't get a closing cost assistance. One agent said, yeah, we'll try, because it was like the last house. Another agent was like, yeah, you don't get any closing costs. So just know it differs. I like your reviews on new homes. I visit Atlanta all the time. Thank you, Mary. Mary 305. So I'm gonna assume you're from Dade with that 305. Shout out to all my Florida folks. I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me know. When somebody sends me some encouragement, trust me, I appreciate it, because sometimes it just feels like I'm out here creating content. If you create content, then you put all this effort and time, and then it's like you got 12 likes, or you got 12 views and 3 likes. It's just like, to keep going, you have to really do it because you enjoy it. So thank you for letting me know that you enjoy it. Up on to number 5, and that's 5 of 6. So again, I said I'm not going to keep you long. Isn't that what the pastors say? I'm not going to hold you. So number 5, tips for relocating to Georgia. Shout out to Sean and Sharon. They closed today. If you go to my IG stories, and shout out on IG, because I am live there for the first time. Look at me. Look at me. But they closed today. They relocated from Maryland, and it was the first time that I saw them in person. So they reached out to me. They had already found the community, but they wanted representation. That's another thing that I talk about. Like, whether you are, buying new construction or resale, you should have your own representation. Especially with new construction, it's, they know, like, they are the majority of them. I only know maybe one or two that it's like, oh, they are like funny. as my friend would say, funny style. But the rest of the new construction, they know they are gonna, work with agents. They want agents, to come in to bring their clients resale existing homes. It just depends on the different seller. But normally, you can have your agent's compensation covered by the seller. However, just know the seller, the on-site agent represents the builder or the seller, and you should have your own representation. So, what I love today and just talking with them, I remember when he first reached out to me, he was like, do I need an agent? And I share with him like what were the benefits. And month or so, it's been over a month, we've been working together, and they just share with me how much they appreciated working with me and all that I did for them. And the on-site agent even called me and told me how they were talking about it because the on-site agent actually said, she was like, you gave them peace of mind. Imagine you're moving to a whole other state. They did not come in town for inspections, walkthroughs. They signed me on to do that. They gave the builder approval for me to do all their walks. Why? Because they were also selling another home in Maryland. They're also working. They have real life, packing up a house and all the things. So I work with a lot of people that relocate, and it's a privilege to do so. When I went for the orientation, I had a newer agent. Shout out to Gina. She came and she like shadowed me, so it was a win-win. She created content for me. She took pictures and video because I also did a follow-up for them so that they could feel like they were a part of the process. Not a follow-up, but they did get a follow-up email, but they got the footage from all of the meetings that I attended for them, right? So she helped me with that. And then she got the experience of going on an orientation. And at the end of the orientation, she was like, you really go through this house like you're buying it for yourself. And that was a huge compliment because I take this seriously, especially if somebody's putting that much trust in you to help them relocate. Yeah, I'm just not about doing transactions. Like, I really want to have relationships with people. And like, even Shell on here, we appreciate you, your knowledge and content. Thank you, boo. Like, she found me on YouTube. So real estate has been a blessing. Y'all get trying sometimes. Let me not. Okay, y'all know it can get trying. I wrote a whole book called The Ugly Side of Real Estate, but it has been an absolute blessing with the people that I've been able to meet and help and do all the things. Mary says she's from Miami. Shout out to Dade County. All right, number 6. We are on our last one. And this is talking about preparation for sellers. And thank you to everybody that gave me a wave or a high five or whatever it is on Instagram. But thank you. Preparation for sellers. If you are going to be selling a home, there was a time where you could just list it high. Just ask for it. Just put it on the market and let's see if we get offers. We are seeing homes sit longer. If it's overpriced, this is not the market. This is not the time because buyers have options. So don't overprice it. I was always taught that you price a home at or a little bit below market, market value, so that you can attract the buyers. And then if all works out, it comes together. Sometimes the price ends up getting bid up, but if you list too high, then you end up sitting, and then you have to chase the market and decrease. So if you are a seller or preparing to sell, I would definitely lean on your agent and price the house right. And on the other note, there's been several times where I know some sellers, they're not gonna listen. So, they just have it in their mind that they want to list at whatever price, and then they end up seeing, what their agent said um, was right. But it's part of the process. I would also say the home needs to show well. Um, yeah, you're competing against new construction. They have model homes for a reason. Shout out to Tamika with Greg Lewis Interiors. Um, Check her out for home staging and interior design. But yes, the house needs to show well because you are competing with new construction. So yeah, that's oh wait, no, I'm gonna go back before I leave that one. Virtual staging versus actual staging. So yes, sellers, you need to attract the person first online. The pictures need to look good. The house still needs to feel the way it felt in pictures. I cannot tell you how many times I'm out here with buyers and they're like, yeah, this house looks so much better in pictures. Because that's what we're supposed to do. It's part of the marketing. We're supposed to grab you and get you in. So sellers just know that once you grab and get them in, they need to come and it needs to look like it did in the pictures. Um, yeah, so that's my 2 cents there. And we went through 6 topics. Is it a good time to buy? Is it a buyer or seller's market? We talked about today's interest rates. We talked about new construction. We talked about tips for relocating to Georgia. I don't know if I actually gave tips. I told you about my closing today and how they relocated from Maryland. So my tip is going to be have a plan. Have a plan. I have a relocation guide. I also have a new construction guide. If you go to newhomenat.com, you can download my free guides. There needs to be a plan. And normally, when you're relocating to another state, I would suggest you visiting, before you reach out to a realtor, like, hey, show me houses. Like, where do you want to live? Like, saying you want to live all over Georgia, no. Mm-mm. That's that no. So you need to hone in and narrow it in. Please give me tips. Yes, of course. Tips on what? Just let me know. Oh, as far as relocating, okay. Get my relocation guide because it's going to be in there. But it's easier. Or I get clients that they want to be in specific areas. So either they have family there, it's going to be in proximity to their job, or they're coming for specific school districts. So that's how we can narrow it in. But it might sound good to say, I'll live anywhere. That sounds like a nightmare to me, to an agent. So be okay with pivoting. Yes, pivoting how, Shell? So I'm also live on IG, so they're talking to me there as well. Pivoting how? So like if you have your eyes set on something, being okay to adjust. And thank you, Renee. She said, great job, Nat. Thank you, Renee. This is my first time going live on IG. And I said, I'm going to set a date. I'm going to do it once a month and I'm just going to stick with it. So thank you. Um, did you say any area? Like it's I see NE area. So you want to live anywhere? Yeah. There you got to have some kind of criteria. And Shell said, yes, be okay with pivoting. Yeah, let's talk about the pivot. Like there are people that have in their mind, and I'm going to use one couple. Shout out to the Rehos. They relocated a few years ago, but they relocated from New York, and they contacted me at the time. Oh, Northeast. Got it. Okay, they relocated from New York, and they said, "This is our budget. Our budget's 350. We don't want to go over 350." And I was like, "You sure about that?" And they was like, "Yes, 350." So they came in town. Remember, phase one in my relocation guide is to come in and explore and see where you want to live, right? So they booked a trip and they came in town. Just so happened I was on, vacation at that time, but I had everything set up for them. So I contacted the agents. I had the properties, the places that they were going to visit because they were looking at new construction. And they visited those areas. And it was not too long after that I got that call like, yeah, we're going to increase the budget because we don't want to live in those places. Like they were further out than they wanted to be, but in their mind they wanted to stay at 350, but after they saw it they was like, yeah, we'll increase the budget. So that's a pivot. So if you're not seeing what you want, you either need to adjust your expectations of what you're looking for or increase the price point. But that's where you have your home buyers consultation with your agent, which should be your first step. Like gone are the days where you call an agent and just say, hey, can you meet me out at the property? Yeah. I mean, I've done it years ago when I first started in real estate, but even for safety reasons, like that shouldn't be happening. But especially now with the NAR changes, August of 2024, I want to say, they made it like you need to have a signed document, a buyer brokerage agreement. You need to have something signed that you're before you go out and start seeing homes with an agent. So that is a rule change. And if agents don't do that, then agents can get fined. And Shell said, Location is key. I heard this the other day and I hope I can remember it. The person said, buy the location, not the house that you love. And essentially, I don't think that's exactly what they said, but essentially what happened to them is that they bought the house that they loved, but it was not in the area that they wanted it to be in, and they ended up, making that a rental and then buying in the area that they preferred. So they said if they had to do it over again, they were going to buy in the location that they wanted to be in, because it's real tempting. You get to Georgia and you're like, it starts off, I want to be 30 minutes from Atlanta, and then it's like, I'm okay with being an hour. After a while, you doing that trip, if you have to work in the city or wherever, depending on your drive time, as much as you love that house, you will start to look at the house sideways when you have to drive, that far every day, spend that much time in traffic. So just, really think about those things. That's another thing that's in my relocation guide. It gives you questions and things to think about when you are relocating and coming up with an area. Okay. IG says it's Paul. Okay, I think I'm back. IG said it was paused due to poor connection. Okay. Mary says she has family all over Atlanta, like Lithonia, Conyers. Yeah, I'm in Loganville, so I'm like 20 minutes from Lithonia and Conyers. So I'm very familiar. Kevin, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Thank you, my friend. I should, I don't know if you saw the text when I was setting up the live. I'm like, this doesn't look right. Kevin, please watch this video. But I figured it out. So shout out to the People's Lender. Check out his videos. He goes lives a lot. He's very insightful. So check him out. And then KH, I'm just going to call you KH because that's what your handle says. You asked about NACA. All right, NACA. So I'm sorry. Renee on IG said Atlanta traffic is ghetto. Atlanta traffic is ghetto. I have a shirt that says Atlanta, we full. Like, it's contradictory to what I do as a realtor, but Grady Baby has a shirt that says Atlanta, we full. And I have a video on my channel, and it's like, the things, X amount of things, or don't move to Atlanta unless you consider these things. It's over 100,000 views. Like, people love that kind of content. You are a trip. But NACA, yes, NACA is an option. And I tell people, like, pack your patience when it comes to NACA. They have a great program. I feel like it's worth it if it fits your scenario. The people that I have started working with NACA, they jump ship. They were like, yeah, no, we're just gonna go the regular route. But that was their specific situation. If you, Shell said, that's a whole video, NACA by itself. I have a video with someone, shout out to Ebony. She was not specifically my client, but I met her. How did I meet Eve? I think she found me on YouTube, but she was already in the community. I think I made videos about the community, and she told me that she ended up getting that new construction house with NACA. She got a rare gem. That video, she got a rare gem. But NACA, yes, it is a good program. You just got to pack your patience, because I want to say you're dealing with volunteers. You're dealing with volunteers. There's, added steps. So if you're going to go the NACA route, I'd say it's worth it, because I want to say, don't quote me on this, but I don't think you have any mortgage insurance. So your payment's going to be lower than you would if you were buying traditionally. So as long as you're not in a time crunch, I'd say go for it. Give it a try. On the seller side, I will say, I'm sure I shared this in my personal home story video or somewhere on one of the videos, but when I first bought my home here in Georgia, before I got licensed in real estate, I bought at the height of the market, and then the market crashed and a lot of people lost their home. By the grace of God, I did not lose my home, but the saving grace was NACA on the selling side. So they had, not home assistance, home, save your home, something along those lines. So I ended up going to NACA. They had those like meetups or meetings. You bring all your paperwork and you go down to Atlanta and it'd be lines. So I did that, and they helped me save my first home, or make it more affordable, make it more affordable. So yeah, I'm a NACA fan. They work. You just have to be very patient. All right. That's all I have tonight. Thank you for, watching, commenting, making my first time on live Instagram because TikTok was acting the fool. I planned on going live on TikTok, and then TikTok was like, please confirm your age. And I put in my age, and it was like, well, we gotta do a facial scan or something. And I thought it was gonna try me and tell me like I look older than I am or whatever. But they said they have to approve it. So I went to Instagram, and Instagram worked out. So thank you guys there. And then thank you guys on the YouTube platform. NACA would be good for young people for first time buyers, I think. Oh, most definitely. Oh, most definitely. Like I think in a video that I did with Kevin, the people's lender, like I mentioned in there, like I have it in my mind, like I am going to have to, well, husband and I, we are going to have to help our children in some way, helping them with the down payment, helping them with something, because the pricing now for the first time buyer getting out of college or just trying to establish themselves, yeah, the playing field is very different. So yes, great content and thanks for sharing. Thank you, Mary. Y'all, thank you. I thought I was gonna be on here by myself. And I was like, if I'm by myself, I'm still gonna go live and I'll just save it as a video and they'll watch it later. So I do appreciate you guys for being on here and chiming in. And I'll see you guys next month. But you don't ever hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions on all my handles. I'm sold by Nat. Um, Go to the bottom of the video. You can find my contact information. But I appreciate you. So you guys have how I sign out. If anybody knows how I sign out, you can go ahead and drop it. I told my daughter about NACA. Yeah. Yeah, just pack your patience. And they got time and they're young. Go ahead, man. Just go through the process and let it work out for you. Um, we got you, girl. Thank you. So okay, I don't see it yet. I know Shell would chime in. She might have hopped off, but I'm going to sign off like I always sign off. All right. Have a positive, peaceful, and productive day, afternoon, night, whatever time it is for you. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you the next time, or I'll see you on Tuesdays with my uploads of my videos. Reminder on my YouTube channel, no uploads in April because we're trying to reset it. Renee got it. Oh, you said prosperous, peaceful, and productive. That could be one. Shell, positive, peaceful, and productive. And like my husband would say, a beautiful day. Yeah, that's from another video. You get the joke if you saw it. Okay, I'm signing out, guys. Y'all be safe, be well. Yes, all the good things. I wish you guys all the good things. All right. When they said oops, no oops. I appreciate you. You got it was a P. It was a P in there. All right, guys. I will see you next time. And you guys have a great night. Stay safe. All right. I'm ended.